Good evening. Now, I love Caesar 3, and I always said I will resume playing this game whenever the itch to play it returns. Well, over the past few weeks, I've been thinking more and more about this game, and I am ready to start scratching that itch. Might as well start off with a new career, because the last time we played this was back in 2014. And, well, these days we call our protagonists Marvin, so we are now Governor Marvin.
Let your governorial training begin. First, you must learn the basics of constructing Roman settlements. Build areas of housing, and you'll soon see people move into your city. You can click and drag the mouse to build lengths of path at once. Plan paths carefully, with as few intersections as possible, to ensure people will walk where you want them to. At every intersection, walkers must choose which way to go. Each intersection lessens your control over their actual routes.
Now, I like how you can even hear the white noise behind that guy's talking over it. But that doesn't even matter, because we know everything about this game, right? Everything there is to know. Well, not quite, but I like to think I am at least tolerably good at Caesar 3. So this is nothing more than a tutorial. All we have to do is get 150 people living here, and since there's pretty much nothing to think about when doing that, I can just explain the game a bit as we go along, just in case you've never even heard of this game before, which is a bit sacrilege, but I guess it can happen. This is a city builder. You build cities, people will move in. There is some fairly shallow combat to the game, but it's extremely well made. For example, what we've done here is we've built some dirt paths, put up some empty plots of land for people to move into, and some wells for them to gather water. So all these new immigrants...
Greetings, I'm new to this place. Do you know of anywhere to live?
Hey, I'm an immigrant as well. They come in and they set up their tents, but it's not going to be much more than tents because this isn't a very appealing area to live. Really, these people are just here for us to play with. Jack that up to full speed, and we notice that places start burning to the ground immediately. Enjoy that spike in volume for the events, because it's just what happens. So we're going to set up a prefecture, and then shortly after that we're going to set up another one, because tents are very viable to go up in flames. And prefectures, like almost all buildings, will break down, so it tells us build engineer posts, and they'll take care of those. Now, in this sorts of game, services are all done by walkers. So, for example, this guy right here,
I'm lucky to have a job with unemployment this high.
Hannius Salumius, as he walks by buildings, he ensures that it pops back up, basically their integrity, so that they're not going to fall over anymore. Let's set up a senate, hardly deserving of one around here. And it also wants us to build temples for all the gods, but to be honest, I don't need to, because we're getting a new influx of immigrants, and we can head on to a real assignment.
You've grasped the basics to my satisfaction. In the interest of advancing your education, I have one more gentle assignment for you. Onward to Brundisium.
Sombra is saying they prefer the feel
Priorities should be
of
security,
Pharaoh more.
housing, food, and water in that order.
Can't get behind that.
Without housing and food, new immigrants will not move into your city. Rome now wishes your city to grow food. Build a farm on fertile land. Look for the yellow tufts that indicate this. Connect it to housing with a path. If the housing is too far away, the farm will not get access to labor. Build a granary near to the farm and make sure that it too has access to labor. When the wheat is ripe, a cart will carry it to the granary. Gradually, the granary will fill up. The fewer empty windows you can see, the fuller the granary is.
Now that's actually Caesar himself giving us a tutorial on how to build cities. Would have thought he'd have people to do that for him, but I guess he's a good guy, Caesar. Hold on, my wires are all in a fuzz here. There we go. So this is just the second and last tutorial mission. Again, it is super easy. I'm just going to clear out all the trees in a very ugly fashion and get building. I think 3 farms should do us initially. 3 farms and a granary. Get it all connected up with a path. And then, I don't know, give ourselves 2 out here and 1, 2. 1, 2. That should do us. I have a few ideas in my head about which blocks, basically, I can use for buildings. You have a lot of flexibility in the way that you construct your cities. In fact, you have your imagination is the limit, but the more efficient they are, the better you're going to do in any given mission. I think this is the one I used last time as well, but I just find it's nice and simple for this mission. Keeps it nice and brain dead. One of the first things you want in any city are people, since it's going to be built off of their backs. So there we go, nice and incredibly simple. It's very important to get the engineers and the prefectures on the go as well. I'm going to build a second prefecture, if only because tents go up in flames very quickly. Don't have to worry about the integrity because, well, that ticks up at a steady rate no matter what. Some places don't even break down. Lucky is saying, is this a punishment game? Caesar would never be a punishment game. Well, at least not Caesar 3. So we get all our people in here. You know, I'm feeling hungry. Why not even have a 4th farm? I don't have to worry about my guys too much. They're not going to be happy because they're all just living in tents and not getting any food. But that, as they say, is not my problem. I'll give my little bit of water for now, and we'll let time go on. So now that we actually have food, we can get some better water on the go. Just digging out a hole in the ground is not the best way to get water on the go, especially not for these fussy Romans. So let's give them some proper piping. Get the reservoir on the go, get aqueducts coming out. And then I'm already getting rid of their little wells. They're probably going to downgrade a bit, but then fountains. Fountains have a much better range for supplying water than the old wells did. And they're good as long as they're in range of an aqueduct. Would Caesar 4 be a good punishment game then, Jake? I never played Caesar 4, never ever. I don't want to keep it that way, but what do you know? I always like to set wages to 2 more than Rome, because that gives you +2 to happiness. I could set it even higher, but I don't want to lose all my money, and there's no point in having taxes on the go, so we'll just kill that altogether. May as well educate our children, give them some cheap entertainment by way of a theatre, and a couple of marketplaces will do us good as well. Yes, a couple. Watch our places evolve like crazy. And even Venus is liking us, so she sends down some good feelings. It's also telling us to establish taxes and industry. I wonder if it's going to... no, it's not going to give us enough to beat the game without setting up taxes and industry. Well, we will do just that. I have no problems. But first we're going to build some nice gardens for our places so they can, at least most of them, upgrade into casas. Casas are pretty good. And we're going to get industry on the go. Industry is a very good way to make money, but it's not the best. Undisputed best way to make money in this game is through taxes. But we're not taxing right now because, well, places are too pathetic to give us any reasonable amounts of taxes. So, industry, clay pit, a couple of potteries. I don't even think I need to do much with this because the very, very simple tutorial will be over. Pshaw, just like that.
You learn quickly. You now have the skills to complete a real assignment. From now on, you can choose your career's direction. Take the more peaceful province to concentrate on governing, or the more dangerous one to confront Rome's enemies.